Right? Kerrigan toned that shit down, and then she got to become like a god power fire angel thing, which was nice, neat. But who would win in a fight, though? Apparently, Sylvanas can kill literally anyone and anything. Okay, somebody's waifu, big titty goth waifu, has all of the powers, and good luck with that, everyone else.
The light abandons no man.
Oh, Gara, well, okay, Gul'dan at least never pretended to be anything other than a huge dick and pure evil, right? Gul'dan never played at being anything other than Gul'dan, right? And Gul'dan was great at being Gul'dan. Evil. Evil, 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 evil. Like, Gul'dan is your mustache twirling, tying damsels in front of trains, like, level villain. And that's great. He's great at what he do. He's great at what he is. And he never pretends to be anything else. But Sylvanas, I guess, has more personality in that she's very deceptive, and, you know, her whole backstabbery and what she tells you versus what she tells someone else, and like her actual plans and her feelings on Azeroth as a whole and the Forsaken and herself, like, are a little more complex. But holy shit, is she a raging dick about it, like, at all times. Yeah, I did underestimate the power of goth girlfriends. Like, I'm telling you, man, Sylvanas is somebody's, like, waifu, and she's just getting all of the power. Should have seen it coming, actually, all the way back with the burning of Teldrassil, but not the burning itself, when, because that's really not that out of character for Sylvanas. It's not even out of character. Like, yeah, Sylvanas would do that. It's actually when you fight Nathanos as Alliance. So you have Nathanos, right? Nathanos is a character. I'm not going to say he's like semi-phenomenal, nearly cosmic powers like apparently Sylvanas has, but he's a powerful dude. If you played vanilla, you remember how much of a dick Nathanos was. But he's still just like an undead guy. Undead ranger. He's really good with a bow. And he's got some sort of undead powers, but he's not like he's not Thrall, he's not Jaina, he's not Sylvanas, right? He's, you know, he's like a B or C tier power hero. Facing off against both Tyrande and Malfurion. Malfurion is one of the most powerful characters in all of Warcraft, or at least he should be. And depending on what expansion you're playing or what book you're reading, Malfurion wildly varies between being like god tier power versus, you know, he a leaf, right? Like, it really depends. But Malfurion has a power level that is actually pretty absurd at his peak. And Tyrande is the most powerful, most prominent night elf priestess of Elune ever, who has also just been beamed direct god vengeance powers from Elune herself like 10 minutes prior. So she's also fully Super Saiyan at this point. And yet, with both of these incredibly powerful entities facing off versus Nathanos and you, the player, who's basically a demigod as well. But despite all of this immeasurable power being thrown at Nathanos, who's, you know, he's just like a guy, he's like, enough, and then just disappears. Like, fuck, excuse me? Don't you enough me, Nathanos? Who the fuck do you think you are? Nathanos should not, in any world, in any realm of possibility, be able to enough and stun and teleport away from Tyrande, Malfurion, and the player. It shouldn't ever happen in any world, and yet it did. And that should have told us right there that fucking the Addams family, Sylvanas and Nathanos, were gonna be just fine. That's ridiculous. Just jump us on a bat. Both Tyrande and Malfurion should be able to moonburn that bat out of existence. Like, no. I should be able to. I'm a hunter. You want me to shoot that bat? Like, I got this. I have arrows. Like, this is kind of like, it's my thing. Don't worry about it. Like, I don't know about Nathanos, what he's up to in his spare time, but we fought gods in space. So, like, you can go fuck yourself, Nathanos. Also, what kind of a bat is this? Is this an alive bat or is this an undead bat? Because if this is an alive bat, Malfurion has basic supreme control over all living animals. So Malfurion would just be like, hold up, bat. And that bat would be like, yeah, you right, what's up? And if it's an undead bat, Tyrande should be able to vaporize it with her moon god powers. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So at that moment of absurd OP levels of just how did Nathanos do that, it should have been the tip-off that Nathanos and Sylvanas were, you know, we're gonna do whatever they want. Oh no, not Nathanos, it's Nathanos, like that. Like Nathan Os. Like, I'm pretty sure with my character's power level and achievements and legendaries and artifacts and just things of that nature, I should be able to 1v1 Nathan Os. Nathan. Fuck, I'm calling him Nathan. That's it. Your name's Nathan now. You're being downgraded. You're not Nathanos anymore. You're Nathan. I should be able to just murder Nathan. I don't know where Nathan gets off thinking he's more powerful than me, okay? How many old gods has Nathan killed? Because I've been there for a few. So I need Nathan to step back. Have you fought Titan gods in space, Nathan? Hmm? Because I have. Fucking Nathan. Dude, the only way that Nathan beats me in a 1v1 is if they ninja re-implemented pet loyalty and I realize I haven't fed my pet in the last 10 years. And I'm like, shit, does anybody have any, like, roasted quail? And then I'm like, I'm preoccupied for a minute because I don't want to lose my cat. Like, that's it. That's the only thing Nathan's got on me. Well, I'm trying to save this bean. I'm trying to save this precious bean that is Johanna. Dunzo saved. Unfortunately, that bean did not live. I feel bad for your death, but like, I used a lot of my abilities to save Johannesburg. That's true. Nathan is pretty hardcore. He is inside of his cousin's body, which is creepy and weird, but apparently Sylvanas is into it since she put him in there. Imagine that. Imagine your big titty goth girlfriend who you've loved while you were alive and then you died and you're still together, but she's like, listen, man, your dead body is kind of fucking gross. Do you think we could just put you inside of your cousin? And it's like, wait a minute, but that's my cousin, not me. Yeah, that's fine. He's way hotter than you. And you're like, okay. Fucking imagine. Nathan must have some serious self-esteem issues if he agreed to that shit. Yeah, it's fine, bae. Just put my soul in my cousin's body because it looks nicer than my body that is dead. Also, like your body, which is also dead and actually kind of gross in the lore, but whatever. Yeah, I'm giving this 700% on my heals, but like, we don't got it. Whatever it is, we don't got it. So his old body decayed. Yeah, he died messy. So he had like a yucky Forsaken body, not like his current hot. If you go look at him in vanilla, he's pretty fucking gross. Like his whole face is missing. It's yuck. So Sylvanas teleported his soul, personality, whatever it is the Forsaken have, into his cousin's body. They murdered his cousin and then put his spirit in the hot cousin bod. It's weird. I don't know. You might agree to it if your cousin was hot enough. I guess it depends who your cousin is. Like, if your cousin is Chris Hemsworth and they're like, hey, do you want to have your cousin's body? Fuck yeah. Maybe. Thank you, Apis Rex, for the raid. I'm just yelling about World of Warcraft, per usual. What is up? A hive coup. Let me read it. Protected bee fort. Flying heavy with pollen. Buzz another day. That's a good one. I like that one. Yo, did you all catch in the Overwatch cinematic that the giant robot they're fighting has the tree glove ability right there where the laser comes out and then it explodes after the fact? Like straight out of HOTS? Legit? I was like, oh shit.
Thank you, my friend. As it must be.
Talking about cousins' bodies. Yeah, man, World of Warcraft. Shit gets weird. How was BlizzCon? Good. It was definitely a fun BlizzCon. I have mixed opinions on some of the announcements, which is why I'm yelling about World of Warcraft. But overall, it was very fun. I was glad to be there. Glad to get to play the games I played. Glad to save the Salarak. Gonna be a Diablo 4 streamer. Probably not. I did play the demo a bit and had a good time. Oof. I'm in mega dead. I'm gonna leave. I don't have any health which to provide healing numbers at the moment. You can have that if you need it, but I need to go. Deathwing stream was a mixed bag for sure. Awesome to play Deathwing, and we got to talk a lot about Deathwing, but the games themselves weren't super great. But that is the risk you take playing on the show floor. Is mostly comp related issues, composition. Opinions on D4 Overwatch 2. Overwatch 2 looks fun. As a healer main, I'm down to play some Overwatch 2. Diablo 4, I don't know. Meatyard is very hyped for it. Just throwing that out there. But I am not a huge Diablo fan in general. It does have some interesting MMO aspects that I'm interested in to see how they play. But maybe more hype for Overwatch 2. Oh, those pigs. Oh man, imagine Rexar with Deathwing with those pigs. Hello, that would be sick. I actually had a question, and maybe somebody heard an answer in one of the Q&A panels, because I didn't get to go to any of the Overwatch panels. But, so in Overwatch 1, are the models going to be updated as well? Is that model update for both engines? Or like, there's crossplay between Overwatch 1 and Overwatch 2 for some of those maps, right? So, are the Overwatch 1 players going to see the old models and the Overwatch 2 players are going to see the new? Like, I'm confused. Pook. Got you, bud. Wait, you're fine. Shit. I always miss you, Juggernasty. No, they said there is crossplay because they said no one would be left behind. Right? Wasn't that his whole speech on nobody being left behind? That they'd play together? I thought that's what that whole thing was. I thought that was the whole point of that. Did I misunderstand? That the Overwatch 1 players aren't just going to be alone segregated in Overwatch 1. That wouldn't make any sense. Yeah, so I interpreted it to be that Overwatch 2 is just basically the PvP aspect, or sorry, the PvE, player versus environment, and the PvP part can play together, 1 and 2. I have to save Vala. They hate her and she must be saved. The Dark Lord consumes. Ooh, ow, this hurts my body. This hurts, Alexstrasza.
Waiting for you.
Right, yeah, but yeah, what Killer Walrus is saying. Overwatch 2 has the PvP and the PvE. And then Overwatch 1 has the PvP, and they PvP together as a family. But if they want to participate in PvE, they have to buy Overwatch 2. And all of your skins and stuff transfer. But I was wondering how that works with the different models. Like, if you're in PvP, and one person is Overwatch 1 and one person is Overwatch 2, are they technically seeing different models on their screens? This confuses me. I'm sure it was answered somewhere. Meatyard making a face. Why you face? Oh no, I need to save Gaslow. Everyone will get the engine update. Okay, that makes sense then. Those high fidelity character models. Ooh, ooh. I got you, girlfriends. Maybe not this girlfriend. Okay, no, she's fine too. Everything's fine.
Progress with them.
Leather Daddy, how's it going? Look at my healing numbers. They're crazy. Possibly because my team is taking 1 billion damage. 1 billion damage. Like, it's actual billions. I don't have any cooldowns left. We've been here so long, but it's fine because team doesn't even need cooldowns. They're so good and skilled. They get a triple kill inside of the wombo combo. So what we were talking about earlier with wombo combo comps, this enemy team comp, this is what you want Deathwing for. Right fucking here. Like, instead of our Gaslow, or even instead of our Alarak, Deathwing. This would be perfect for Deathwing. All of this Kel'thuzad, Leoric bullshit, Deathwing wouldn't give a shit about that. He laughs in the face of danger, or at least that kind of danger. There's no real percent damage. There's no real armor ignore. Uther's bullshit stun doesn't mean anything to Deathwing. The pigs don't mean anything to Deathwing. Yeah, Deathwing breaks the wombo combos. He can't be wombo comboed. Like, he doesn't care. He does get stuck in the box because they're walls. But the stuns after the fact, the stun from Uther, the root from Kel'Thuzad, the stun, this, all of this that just happened to me can't be done to Deathwing. Deathwing is a great answer for this. No, he wouldn't get to Summer Samuro. No, he wouldn't. Maybe, but not really. I don't think Sam would have enough damage by himself to mitigate the amount of damage Deathwing can do, and they don't have anything else for I mean, maybe. I never played against a Samuro specifically, so I don't know, but this is where I would pick Deathwing. This KT Leoric Uther thing doesn't work on him. And if nothing else, he'll sponge up so much of that damage with his giant dragon body, and he will eat so much of that CC but not be hit by it, that Vala could just pop off. Vala would be so safe. Imagine being Vala in this world behind Johanna and Deathwing. That would be amazing. Leoric, yeah, would get a lot of damage in on him, but I still think it would be okay. Leoric would probably be the biggest threat to him because of the creepy hand. But this Kel'Thuzad situation would not be as devastating. Like, if you've been watching chat, Alarak has been complaining all game about Kel'Thuzad just farming him. Kel'Thuzad can't farm Deathwing. Like, can't do it. No hero is perfect, right? Or they shouldn't be. Nobody is OP. So everybody's got weaknesses, and Deathwing's weaknesses are pretty fucking glaring. But I think this is a situation where he could thrive. I think last pick Deathwing instead of... We got last pick Gazlo. Could have worked really well. I mean, I played a couple games of Deathwing where I got spanked by like Tychus, Raynor, Malthael combo, and it was very sad. So I know he's weak sometimes. I've been there. I've seen it. It hurt my body. But I feel like this is a situation where he would be okay. Because their main damage is Kel'Thuzad, and Kel'Thuzad can't really do anything to Deathwing. And they've got this combo with like, they put the hotbox out from Leoric, and then Uther Divine Storms in it, and oh god. And then Kel'Thuzad exists, and that doesn't really work on Deathwing. Oh, here he comes. He coming. Doesn't matter.
You have died.
This counter's really cool. It was cool. Does he seem like the kind of character you play in real games? I compare him a lot when we talk about him to Cho'Gall, which I don't think is what people wanted to hear because Cho'Gall is a meme. But you know how Cho'Gall, you have to be really picky about when you pick Cho'Gall? Right? Because Cho'Gall needs kind of a specific team comp on your side, and also he's like really easy to counter on the enemy team, so you like can't telegraph the Cho'Gall, and you can't pick him into a lot of things. Yeah, Deathwing very similar to that. He has a lot of hard counters. Really hard counters. Like... Dude, playing versus Tychus is one of the most miserable... Playing Deathwing versus Tychus is one of the most miserable things that has ever happened to me in my life. So I'm just telling you, avoid that if you can.
It looks like you have a hostile protector on your hands. Destroy it if you can.
Also, Cassia, interestingly enough, is very sad. She gets that talent where she ignores armor, but Deathwing can be blinded too. You don't spend a super lot of time auto-attacking on him, because all of his abilities have a ton of wind-up, so he spends a lot of time casting, but he can be blinded, which is irritating. I don't know about him being a full-blown meme, but I do think you're gonna have to know how to play him pretty well, and you're gonna have to pick your battles. I don't think you can one-trick Deathwing. I really don't, because he's too situational. It only takes a couple of heroes on the enemy team to make him completely invalid. You know that guy that like picks like Sylvanas every game that I played with, the level 700 Sylvanas? You can't do that with Deathwing. There's no way. He's too easy to counter. Cassia is decent against Deathwing. It's pretty fun. At the wall doesn't matter when they have a robot. I mean, you got blown up, so it kind of speaks for itself what happened. I can't type, though. I can't type out coherent sentences. Dude, Deathwing's gonna be hard in quick match for the same reason it was hard for me on the show floor when you don't know what your team comp is gonna be and you get dicked. Like, you don't get another tank. He desperately needs a tank. He's not a tank. in any way. He is not a tank. He can't solo tank. So I had a couple games where I was solo tank Deathwing, and it was really bad. Like, not even just difficult and unfun, but unplayable to be solo tank Deathwing. So quick match is going to be really not great for him. You know those games where you want to play the Lost Vikings and you get put on like a 2-lane map with a Zagara? Like it's like that, right? It's not good. I felt like I was changing forms quite a bit. I probably should have changed forms even more than I did too, but I like his ranged form for when he is alone in the lane. I also like his ranged form for when you're like zoning at a map objective, something like Cursed Hallow, you know, if you're kind of still posturing around the curse but your team isn't ready to commit yet, or here on Volskaya when you're poking in on the point. Like all that, I found his ranged form really good for. And his melee form is for when you're ready to go in. Melee form, a little dangerous, because like, he's in melee and he doesn't really have escape or anything like that. So once he's there for life. Or death. Can't fly away when you're taking damage, so... I just pushed every button I've ever possessed in here. Oh my god. Oh my god. Team, I don't have any more buttons. My buttons have all been utilized. We're fresh out of buttons. Wow. It's gonna be hard for Deathwing because there's a lot of percent base damage out there. Like Alex was getting at, there are a lot of heroes that can shred him. So in some instances, you're just going to have to accept being shred and being a very large target. But I feel like if you can use that to protect some kind of hyper carry like a Vala, that could probably be okay. Where you could go in, do some damage, take enough damage that Vala can do something fucking crazy and be protected from this thing. You can probably still make it work. If you want Deathwing himself to be your main DPS, doable. Trixler had some absolutely fire games as Deathwing where he was doing like 180k hero damage. It was outrageous. But in order to do that, you can't have any counters on the enemy team. You have to be in like absolute